so bad I can't see. I've got a black magic woman trying to make a devil out of me. Turn your back on me, baby. Turn your back on me, baby. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Stop messing around with your tricks. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Just might pull out my magic sticks.
musically Santana top notch. You hardly realize how the 6 minutes pass by. But here I want to highlight a very important thing, which this is the second time it has happened to me when I've heard Santana. And I want to ask the question to our viewers, to our listeners, what is the European connection that Santana has? Because in this song, in the lyrics, this European connection was very, very strong. And I'm not talking about the music at all. Musically, I don't think they have any connection to Europe. But when it comes to the lyrics, this is the second time it has happened to me, where there's a direct European connection in the lines of the song. Now, Europe is a continent, especially UK and Scandinavian Europe, has been known to execute young women from centuries. From biblical times till today, young women, even older women, are executed. They are sometimes stripped nude, their body parts are cut off, pierced, etc. Thousands, if not millions, of such executions have happened in the continent of Europe for a long, long time in the history of the world, modern world. Not even talking about the ancient world. I'm talking about the modern, medieval world, modern world. Thousands and thousands of executions have been recorded of young women who are supposedly practicing some kind of occult, rituals inside their homes on people.
So
whether it's witchcraft, whether it's black magic, whether it's whatever you want to call it, there have been unfortunately thousands and maybe even millions of women who have been raped. First of all, they've been stripped, they've been raped by soldiers and all in the name of what they've been practicing. And then they've been executed in front of a lot of people, naked and all that. They've been burnt. So we are talking about those kind of people, savages literally, in Europe. And many of them still exist till today. The generations that exist mainly in the UK are still savage by nature. They practice all this in different ways even today. And it runs thick in the history if you just study Europe. So I don't know what is Santana's connection to Europe. This is the second time in a song I've heard this connection, strong connection to Europe, where, blame the woman for whatever is going on in your life. And perhaps I should do something, get out my sticks, get out my weapons and do something to that person. So this is a strong European strand I've noticed in Santana's lyrics for the second time. So the music was excellent, as it always is. But more and more when I hear such songs of Santana with lyrics, it disheartens me because I see a strong European connection there. And savagery, raping people, looting people, murdering people runs thick in the UK and many other parts of Europe, even today. So in fact, UK and most European countries are known. Their country is known as the land of rapists and thieves and murderers. UK, for example. The United Kingdom is known as the land of rapists, thieves and murderers. So that is enough proof of how savage their history was. So what is Santana's connection to the UK and the rest of Europe? Definitely I want to find out. I'm sure all of you all must be knowing if you all know Santana well enough. But strangely, no one has mentioned it till today.
This one was different from the earlier Black Magic Woman that we reacted to. That was almost 4 years ago, I think. It sounds different. I never actually listened to that song ever again the second time. What happens with Santana songs, I do listen to them again and again, but that song I never listened to. But as far as I can recollect, very faint memory of it, that I think it was different from this one, completely different from this one. They just have a similar title, but I think they are very different in composition and the way it was sung there.
No, the lyrics were the same. I remember the lyrics being the same.
But it was all.
But it was, music I think was a little bit different.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Much different. But I never really gave it a second shot, so I wouldn't know. One more thing about this song of Santana, and I think a couple of songs of Santana, it's a lot of effort and a lot of passion that we can listen to through the music and all the way it went on raging till the end. But the percussionist and the lead guitarist being Santana, the way they performed together and collaborated, the chemistry was amazing. But at some point, I felt that they were beating the same tune again and again and again and again and again and again. Not there was no deviation, there was
Yeah,
no
the
variation.
tune was quite
nothing.
repetitive in
and
this
I
one.
felt it was just doing the same thing again and again. Although it is very hard working, it takes a tremendous amount of effort, and it's not easy for musicians to do that. I mean, forget about any. I can't even say just about anyone, but master musicians also can't pull that off. Having said that, as a listener, I felt that I required some variation. I required something more diverse, because it can be very challenging, and it can be a masterly job. But just to make it simple for you to understand, I come from a farmer's family, and farmer's daughter. So what happens when you're flattening, preparing the soil before you sow seeds in it? You do everything that is required. You flattened it. Now you cannot go on flattening it again and again and again and again and again. It is required, and it should be done, and it's very hard. A lot of hard work is required to do that. Skills are required to do that. But you just can't do the same thing again and again and again and again, although it is required and although it is very challenging to do. You need to do something else after that. So that's where I felt this song, the same thing played again and again, although it's a lot of work, but is it needed?
Yeah, for sure. You're right with this one. That's it for this video. Goodbye.